Hey, welcome back, U of T fans, to the Valorant Intramural Grand Finals. I'm joined by Orbital tonight, and we're excited for a match. We've had a couple days of competition here, and the teams are looking pretty good. How you doing tonight, Orbital?
I'm doing all right, doing all right. Happy to be here. Happy to have a little bit of fun, of course, watching some good teams play.
Yeah, the Cupcake Commandos and Jay Can't Flash. The Cupcake Commandos are looking really good, though. I think they haven't lost any games at all up until this point. And Jay coming just there as a runner-up at the moment, but you never know what could happen in this final match. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big part, and that's one of the things when it comes to a Swiss bracket. It can get very messy very quickly. But the fact that not only have they gone ahead and won all of their matches, but they won it handily. I believe the point spread itself was ridiculous. And when I say ridiculous, it just means that they won it in commanding fashion. For reference, I believe they had a point spread of over 40. I think, and that just basically means that their game score, the number of rounds that they won over their opponent, wildly higher than just about anyone else in this tournament. So I'm expecting good things from Cupcake Commandos. Granted, in a BO3, it's vastly different than a BO1.
Well, you got to give it up to Jay here as the underdog in this matchup. Hopefully, he learns how to flash. You know, that's namesake of the team. See if that works out for them. It comes out pulling out all the stops in the finals, but they got a best of three situation, so they got time to feel each other out, see how they're doing, and what they can change in terms of their individual matchups. But yeah, if we want to meet the team here in a second here and take a look at which players we got on either side, should be good.
Yep. It's going to be a very, very good one as we take a look at Jay Can't Flash. We got Will, Theo, Akari, Fish, and Marmalale, and all these players are going to be stepping up to the plate. Of course, obviously, these are not the agents that I think they'll be actively working with, but if they enjoy it quite a bit, I mean, you got triple duelists if you really want to get messy with it, and you got a little bit on the back end, but honestly, it's to each their own.
Yeah, everyone's got their favorite, but when it comes down to it, you play what's good and what works. So we're gonna jump on over to Cupcake Commandos and see who they're packing. So they've got Catnip, Lao San, Jeffrey, Vaxe, and Beganer. All right.
hmm It's again very very interesting spread there, and I like the neon just as a very nice hover for the cover art for Vaxi and Vaxi. I mean, I'm expecting some good stuff once again out of Cupcake Commandos as the BO3. At the end of the day, I believe we're going to Ascent for our first map, and if it is, nope, I believe we are actually going to be headed over to Abyss to start
Ooh.
things off. And if we're headed to Abyss, that is a wild twist because that is a very hard map for map number one.
Which characters are really strong on Abyss? Like, do you expect to see a certain agent this time around, or?
That's a tough call. It depends if you're going cheesy or not, I would say. You're looking at things like a Vice. I think Vice is always strong in my opinion, but if you're looking at chaotic, you could go with a Sage, you could go with an Omen. These are all very lock and key. You could also be running with the KO, but for duelist type, I think Neon excels the most on this map. I mean, it feels like on Abyss, Neon was made for this map, quite literally. It's just very, very fast corners. You're able to take the corners. You're able to take small alleyways, basically. And you can take over a site very, very quickly. And because of all the jumps, because of all those routes that you go, Neon just has a fantastic time getting around the map and trying to pluck people off one by one.
Okay. I like what you're saying about that. Neon's also a fun character to watch in general, as you mentioned. Very colorful, very explosive, so it's going to be good if we get some of those on. Other fast characters, maybe like Jet, could take advantage of these corners and such that you were mentioning.
It could, it could. However, Jet, it's more, I want to say, hilarious. I don't know. There have been some trickery pieces, and Jet is always good. I feel like when it comes to duelists, just about anyone is good outside of the Phoenix. Just because Phoenix doesn't exactly have mobility. Phoenix has a kit, but doesn't really have that vertical mobility or the speed. You are pretty flat-footed in that area, so we are going to see the Jet. It looks like on both ends. I would
Ooh,
have
okay.
liked to see the Neon coming out, but as I said before, Jet is just an all-around good one. Not great, not bad. It's in the middle in there.
Well, she's always been very popular in these intramural tournaments for sure. Lots of players playing aggro kind of style, and she does that exactly. Cool pick from Omen there too. Great on the smokes. Starting attackers for J Can Flash and defenders for Cupcake Commandos. They're obviously going to choose their characters based on that fact, and we'll see how they do in the swap as well. But he is awesome around the board. Ooh, Cypher locked in as well. Super big info from him.
Yep, this is your standard comp coming out
Yeah.
from J Cam Flash. This is very very comfortable. Nothing crazy. I mean, this is for lack of a better term, as comfortable as you can get. It's an all-around. Now for attack, it feels a little bit lackluster. I feel like you could get away with something outside of a Cypher. If you want to run double duelist, you could. If you want to run, you know, double control, you could. But you know, you do need that scent. The initiator double up though with Sova and the breach. This means that they're fragging out power early on is going to have information. But there's a double duelist that I was talking about, cupcake commandos. This makes sense if they're a squad that very much knows how to be aggressive and how to kind of step forward. Both the Reyna and the Jet should be fragging out pretty well, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
Oh man, it's gonna be awesome. See those initial rounds there, even the early ones. See how they all kind of get together and what they strategize. But here we are, right into the match now, and we're gonna be taking a look. And pistol round is always a fun one to watch.
I mean, in a pistol, pistol is for pistol's sake, and I will always say that I like when pistols just get a little bit silly. I will always say I like when pistols instead go, you know, just a little bit balls to the wall. It's a shootout at the end of the day. You're not really worried. I mean, it's pistols. Yes, you want to get the ult charges and all, but it's hard to call. It's extremely hard to call if you're going to get away with it or not. So I always sit there and say, you know, do what you wish, go crazy, but you know, if you want to go easy, you know, you could do a default, but right now it looks like it is going to be a full onside kick, basically. Jay can't flash, full stacking over on B.
Oh yeah, they are prepared for them on this B site right now. We see the drone coming out, shut down immediately by Beginner here, as they find a couple shots into the opponents. Reyna getting ticked just a little bit.
I mean, with that tick, it's just it's a little bit of a tap, and again, for cupcake commandos, you don't want to push too hard until they fully commit. So Jay can't flash for that mid play, and Beginner goes ahead and takes away one. So a very nice shot from cupcake commandos again with this early first blood. You give the routing presence, you know they're kind of still corralling around mid, so you're going to send Jeffrey along the way to try and cut them off if they do rotate on the ace.
Yeah, getting that first blood of the entire matchup is always nice to see as well. Get that momentum going and that advantage in this initial round. But the clock is ticking down. They are taking it quite slow, slower than I've seen. But taking the shortcut here, Marmaleo, making his way around here, hopefully avoiding some of the sensors as he gets into the back of the site right now. Creeping on up, gets his shots out, but he's not finding anything just yet as he gets taken down himself. A couple more kills for the Cupcake squad. They're taking them down, just one player remaining on Jay Can't Flash.
And unfortunately, there's not much you can do here. It is a flawless pistol, and that's honestly really, really good. This is Cupcake Commandos going ahead and saying, hey, we are perfectly set for this one. And one of the things that Jay Can't Flash, the things that they did that caused that problem of just kind of slowly dominoing down, is they got routed in their initial push and they didn't feel confident moving into the B side. I get that, I fully understand it, but then they wandered into different zones on their own, which allowed them to get picked off. When you take a look at this, especially in pistols, you like to kind of run as a squad. So I want to see Jay Can't Flash stack up, work as a team, and don't allow yourselves to kind of get wanted and picked off, even though you're up against heavy artillery.
Yeah, they're gonna need that cooperation too. Now the opponents have done a buy round, a light buy here for themselves with the funds they got from round one. See what they can do with it, but they're gonna see someone go down just right away there. Theo walking up with the squad here, trying to find something on the other side of the map as they do detect that someone's going, but mid seems to be the current play for Jay Can't Flash as they make their way up.
I think moving up is the right call here. I mean, Lausan is very much positioned in wait. You don't have a gun in hand, so you are just reading information here, and I like that call. You just give info back to the rest of the team saying, okay, look here. And you call them out. Once again, Jay Can't Flash going to be forced into a little bit of a split scenario as you're 2 and 2 mid, 2 over on the B side. And I mean, you gotta find your option here. Hope to find a quick frag on one, but Vaxu is ready for him.
Oh my gosh. Great job by Kenneth here, finding a kill onto Fish and making their way up here from behind the boxes, but these walls are in the way at the moment as they do find the shot regardless of all that. A kill onto Jeffrey though in the meantime. First kill for the squad of Jay Can't Flash here, finding a bit of money hopefully from that.
Yep. And of course, now that you have the guns in hand, this is where Valorant truly starts, this is where, as the losing team in the opening 2, you're going to really start to play the game. You have the weaponry now. The downside is the Cupcake Commandos. They have so much money racked up that they are able to actually spot out a little bit more. They got the Bucky, they got the Outlaw, and they have the Guardians as well. So JK and Flash aren't walking into Spectres or anything of the sort. They're walking to full artillery, so they have to be very, very careful with this one. And of course, Vaxi is going to try and knock them down very, very quickly.
Very aggressive defense here. Throws come around the corner, of course. Doesn't find too much, and good timing on that as well. But they know that he's here. But how many players does he know about in the moment, as maybe some footsteps are being heard here as they make their way up, possibly gonna grab that alt charge as well. In the meantime, though, we do have Cypher moving up mid here. Marmaleo always on the edges, trying to find some kind of info for his team, as most of the players on the defending side make their way over to A side to defend. Really slow up right now. They might have to change their strategy here as they start to back off and change base.
And I mean, with this one, in the end, I mean, Cupcake Commandos, they're looking strong with their hold. Yet again, first blood for their own. Catnip takes that one away, and now looking through that mid, you're going to hold on to a little bit more. Another tap onto Xiaolong Bao. It's just so simple. Theo able to fight back, but it's still the damage done.
Yeah, revenge for his team. That's not bad. And now no one's in mid to look, but they do have one player waiting on B in the moment. So it is a 3v3 situation here at A side if they want to push it. They do have the open smoke rush. They can deny some vision. You gotta have the blind coming through as well as they make their way through. Beganer ready for everyone here as he knocks them all down. Just one player remaining on the side of JCam Flash. They can just rush him up, but he's gonna be out of here. Maybe he wants to save the weapon, possibly. That could be a good play.
I don't know if you can. You know that you are going to get routed, so you go ahead and take what you can. But so far, Cupcake Commandos saying screw what Valorant normally is. We're already on course for a very commanding game. You barely lost anyone. You've only given up 3 kills, and 2 of them were pretty much at the tail end of the round. Looking great. Theo for their own rocking that early Hunter series, but I mean, you don't really have the weaponry to fight back, so it's probably going to be safe. Cupcake Commandos just going to be stacking up their econ as far as they can.
Yeah, save and get back into it could be good. We see Beganer at the top of the chart there. Great job by them. No deaths, 7 kills, not bad. And Catnip has been a player we've been watching as well. Always in mid, trying to find something. But now they've made their way to A side here. As once again, JCam Flash is going to go for a rush onto A. Be more aggressive than last time, into their own smokes. Gonna get gunned down, unfortunately. Xiaolong Bao going down. Akari going down as well. Good job by Jeffrey there as he finds his way back around. But it is tough right now. Division is denied. The spike is coming down, though. So it's going to be up to the Cupcake Commandos to kind of encircle the opposing team here, make their way down. And they are matching it up 3v3 right now. Here comes the spike again, that fake plan initially. Just 2 players on the Cupcake. It is getting so close right now. Beganer, great crouch by them to find the duel against Marmaleo.
Of course, this is where it all comes around to Vaxi as well as the Reyna. That's the thing. He knew the Empress came out. He knew Beganer was ready to go as well. So JCam Flash got a lot better this time around. This round looked a lot closer. I mean, you're able to take 3. The fact that you only had 2 and takes it up more to the round. But Cupcake Commandos, once again, they have their tools ready. They had all the information that they needed, and they closed out the round. Yet again, they get to fully buy up once more. So for JCam Flash, you're happy that you can get some weaponry in hand.
Need to drop.
He's still up against a sheer clip. Cupcake Commandos saying, we still got the round. We don't really care. We're still going to be in that lead 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, Jay takes that spending as well, though. So we can see what they can do with this type of stuff. But that retake, that side retake was really good, honestly, like Cupcake. See if they can do it again. As A seems to be the eye of the prize once again for the side of JCam Flash. They're making their way up here. Same smokes going out. Jet coming through, jumping in as quick as she can. Starts to find some value in the back of this site. They don't know exactly where she is, it seems. She makes her way around to cover their exits.
Catnip having to burn that revive early is actually a problem now, as Fish down Long Bao are saying, hey, we're going to be ready to fight. You guys took this a little bit less seriously. Cupcake Commandos actually in a very rough spot right now. 3v5.
Planted.
Jeffrey, what can you do in the top corner? I wonder if you're able to do anything at all.
Well, got the duel going here. Zhao and Lao Sang going at it. Jeffrey finding a kill to Akari. It's up to just Jeffrey at the moment, unfortunately. Sorry, he goes down himself. Vaxe, last standing player for the side of Cupcake Commandos, running off, trying to save, maybe find some kills as they do pursue him here. He's got that long range ability with his weapon right now, not bad. But the spike is down. It is ticking. So they're just chasing. Hot pursuit.
I mean, they did this, you know, JK and Flash had this done to them earlier. And I think chasing down an off of all things is well worth it as well. You already know you're going to win the round. At this point, you got to take all the econ out as you can. And unfortunately, they're not going to chase as far as I personally would like. But granted, why risk your life when you're on the short end of the stick? Honestly, Cupcake Commandos, they got rushed. They got taken down. They weren't expecting. And it was a great call by JK Flash. They pushed the momentum. They pushed the pacing up around, and they say, screw, you know, waiting around for our own heads to get deked out. And now Cupcake Commandos have to adjust. Are they going to adjust to a little bit faster play? Or are they going to take it easy? Again, they could still go with their own play style and try and play it slower. They have a little bit of a round advantage, and they still have a lot of equipment to play with as well.
It feels like a good opportunity for Jay to start kind of like switch sites, but they're going to stick with A, mess with their heads. They sure were going to do A 3 times in a row, but they're ready to defend A this third time as well. Getting that initial kill there, Beginner onto Akari, not bad. Zhao making his way here, maybe grab the ult point or walk on up. It's just they know that this is where they're headed once again. They could change strategies, but at the moment they're aiming down. Zhao trying to find something, and they're just faking as you do a couple players moving backwards here and looking into mid. But oh, in the meantime, Vaxa getting taken on by Marmalea, claiming mid for himself. Gonna kind of spread the map up a little bit.
I think that's just a stall barrier right now. Again, you know that they are forcing this A site. They're going to give it a little bit of time and maybe try and break the barrier. But at the same time, yeah, you go ahead and Rolling Thunder this, and you're just going to try and force your way on the site. This could be very, very dangerous for Cupcake Commandos if they don't start rotating some of their other teammates around. Jay can't flash. Will it work is the big call here.
Yeah, it's gonna be up to them. 4v4 situation right now. People taking it slow. Clock is ticking down, just under 40 seconds now. You can throw out some abilities here. Hide in your own smoke, not bad. Make your way up. Get the first look onto Jeffrey. Take him down. Great job by Zhao. Beginner finding a kill of their own in the meantime, though. Up in the second level here. Got that awesome angle to work with. Great duck as always. Beginner's on top of it. It's a 3v2 situation. The spike is coming down into the smoke. Good snap there to take someone else down. Gonna find another great crouch Zhao. It's a 1v1 situation. Here we got Beginner and Zhao on the board. The spike is planted. The smokes are just dissipating as we speak, and they're making their way up here to the second level. They got a bit of a better angle.
Oh,
okay.
You got the top head. I think you caught the very, very top, and now you're trying to bait it out, but I think you're already lost. Yep, around the corner he goes. Zhao Long Bao going ahead and grabbing a second here for Jay can't flash. And a surprising factor. Once again, Jay can't flash. Using that surprise factor, kind of throwing everything into a site. Use the Rolling Thunder to cut off one of those choke points that a lot of duelists like to run. They made sure that left side was fully fleshed out. Granted, the secondary floor was still uncovered, but, you know, some risks in there. But you're able to enter site, and Zhao Long Bao was able to really clutch up there. Very well done.
Yeah, definitely a lesson in focus there. They did a lot of work that round overall. Throughout the entire round, they were super valuable. Once again, looking at A side here, gonna get bombed out immediately though. The drone coming around, Beginner really quick to snap to get it. In the meantime, though, Marmalea is always on his secret mission, going towards B side to kind of dissuade the opponents from going all in on A, because surely they can't go for A once again, which they are. But yeah, that's how it looks initially. And Zhao is leading the charge as always. Marmalea finding a kill in the meantime too. Good job kind of breaking open this defense. They got a great advantage right now, 5-3.
It only took a little bit of time, and Jay Can't Flash starting to feel a lot more comfortable in this game. Again, have a little bit of control, but I mean, Vaxa very ready for this, and those snapshots are working wonders, meeting up with the rest of the team. Oh boy, that's a bad run. Oh, and Beginner able to find Marmalea, but I still think the Herald that actually came out.
Yeah, Beginner making his way up here. He's turned into a 2v3 at the moment. Good job trying to keep it together there. Zhao making the way around here. Star player. Almost catching in there, but oh, they know where they're at. Vaxa finding the kill into their opposing jet. Shooting through the smoke if they can. They know someone's back there. The spike is down at the moment. It's going to be up to these two to hold together as someone jumps on the boxes and Beginner goes down.
And Cupcake Commandos looking a little bit lost. That's 3 in a row, and the econ is pretty much lost right now. They are going to try and gear rifle out for Jeffrey, but man, that's kind of chaotic. Jay can't flash. Once again, pushing the pacing, and it is on Zhao Long Bao that has been this entry. Once again, for a duelist, your main job, breach the site, try and find a kill, trade your life for it if you have to, but disrupt the opponent. They've done so well against Cupcake Commandos. Right now, they are going to save in. They have a hero rifle on Beginner, but Commandos not going to like if this ties up.
Yeah, it's a scary thought. They're not into the half point, of course, of the match. But here we are. Once again, A site is where they're headed as always. Marmalade with them this time too. They're in full en masse, in full force here, making their way through. Zhao always leading the charge. That smoke kind of denying some info at the moment, but they are holding this site, and they've also pulled someone off of B site to kind of get closer as they look into mid. As they switch to mid in the meantime. Okay, new strategy here. So whole team going up mid, and Zhao holding it down, dissuading them at A. Ooh.
I mean, right now you got the weaponry. Jay can't flash. They gave up 4 rounds early, and now they're looking very, very comfortable. And they're going to continue here. Jeffrey waiting for a chance to open up with a little shell shock, and Cupcake Commandos, they're taking a little bit of chance, rotated off of A and moving over to B, trying to see if anyone is on that site, but instead, you can hear the util going down. Heavy clutter around the A site entrance on CT. But it is going to be Jay can't flash. Very, very happy about this moment. They aren't worried about that plant. They're worried about this retake, and Xiaolong Bao trades their life.
Yeah, man, the trickery here is just next level as they just pull them all over the map and kind of confuse them and then get their A site prize. Attackers winning. Jay taking it to 4-4.
Jay can't flash are playing very loose and goosey with it, really allowing Xiaolong Bao massive chances to step in and fight, and it's allowed Theo to kind of pick up the pieces as well. We're seeing Cupcake Commandos, granted, didn't have guns that last round. Now they do. They're all pretty much zeroed out, sitting on 100 apiece. This might be the shakeup that they need, but it's been 4 rounds to 4 rounds. Jay can't flash, ready to go on all cylinders. They have the ult to play with. Cupcake Commandos, though, we need to see that gun dueling that we saw earlier on in this game. Let's see if they can pull it off here.
Oh man, well, we're getting towards the half soon, so maybe these ults are coming out. As always, Sova setting that drone up in the front here, getting pretty far this time around, checking out the barriers, see what's going on. Some players down, they're gonna break and force into here. They know there's not that many defenders at the moment. Moving back, grabbing the ult points. Okay, playing careful. As you've been saying, they really are kind of in a good spot with this matchup right now, 4-4. So they can take their time and really make their decisions here. Maybe looking to B a bit later. You know, I want to see at least one B play before we're done the half.
I mean, the whole reason that Jay can flash, though, and that they want, well, I was going to say something different, but now I'm very happy. Marmalade going ahead and finding out 1v1 for first blood. I was about to say Cupcake Commandos, they excelled when it was a 1v1, 2v1 position, and they just lose out. So complete B-side take. Jay can't flash rotate extremely well, too. And now Cupcake Commandos, they're still in position, and they lose yet another.
Yeah, the retake is not going so hot here. They got a couple kills, though, not bad. Cannon doing some work. Fish taking someone out in the meantime. A 3v1 situation. It's going to be hard for Lao to find anything here. They got this snare going on someone, though. Not bad. That might be the difference maker. 1v1. Okay, there's a good chance here. If they can locate Fish, they can just get this going here. The spike is cooking down those. Oh, call to action. Not going to work out. And that's another win for Jay Can't Flash. Good job with the Fish here. Closing out the round.
Yeah, Laosan tried to do everything that they could, but I mean, you're up in a 1v3. It is very, very difficult to pull off. They made it expensive, of course, but Jay can't flash. They have now won 5 in a row and really turned it around against Cupcake Commandos. And I am very, very surprised. Once again, Cupcake Commandos left on an island. They have no weaponry, not any real shields. Jay can't flash. They're ready to be the first ones to hit 6 rounds after we saw an explosive start from Cupcake Commandos.
Yeah, man, Jay can't flash. Looking so strong right now. Once again, they got their kind of standard positions. Zhao checking out the front of A here on the jet. Always looking to dash in or out. Here comes the barrier. They're going to force through it as well. Prompting a lot of players on Cupcake to make their way towards A side. They know this is where the fight's going to happen. The action is popping off right now. Player going down. That's going to be Lao San from Zhao, of course. And they're making their way to the smoke here.
Backstage trying to do some work here. Xiaolong Bao feels that there's someone on the other side of this smoke and gotta really watch out for it. Commandos, what can they do? They lose yet another.
Jeffrey getting unlucky there with the initial look over the ledge. As we see Wegener finding a couple of them here, making a 2v2 possibility. Marmalale, Theo taking someone down. 2v1 right now. Wegener on the site primarily, though. If they can get a crazy snap onto both of them, but it's not going to work out as Theo is going to close it out along with Marmalale. Oh my gosh. Jumping off the map, too, right? Cool.
Yeah. I mean, you're just having a little bit of fun. Again, making it flash, they've done so much work already that the econ is fully in their favor. I believe Theo is sitting on 6.4. That is almost the max that you currently have. You're not worried about anything. Cupcake Commandos, you're chilling just as well. Well, chilling in the worst terms, as you now have weapons in your hand. You're going to try and tie things up 6-6. I mean, but we have not seen them really win some of those 1v1 battles, and that's the big test here.
Tough sometimes with these characters, but we do also have the possibility as the Sova ults are coming out here. They're gonna blow it onto B side, trying to find someone, shooting blind mostly, and nothing comes out of it.
Off your feet!
But in the meantime, they make their way back around to A site right now, coming around onto the site very aggressively right now. Smoke's coming through, dashing in. They got their teammates in tow, and here comes the spike plant. Taking a look at Jeffrey here, holding out his arms, ready to do some damage, possibly blowing through these walls. His whole team is behind them. They're all coming through the same entrance. That's going to be tough as so many people are guarding it right now. But in the meantime, Wegener and Zhao both find themselves some kills, and Zhao going down as well himself. Wegener getting that blind, really good open area blind on this site right now. Reyna can be just so powerful when she's running it down. She's got that awesome aim and finding those headshots. Good job by them and just tearing them apart. Okay, here we are. The first round win for Cupcakes in a while, bringing back some momentum to their side. Not bad.
Aw, at least they tried.
I mean, it took a while, but they finally did get it, and it came off some great gunplay. Once again, Wegener has been a pivotal reason why some of these rounds still look close in this time around. It in style. You're looking at a 19-6-1 really high-powered action from the Reyna, but everyone else kind of slipping up there. But this time around, they were able to gather up. Now looking into this next, yes, it's going to be all hands on deck. Weapons out for everyone. 2 ults versus 1. Catnip having that revive might be able to be an entry, but the knives aren't going to be there. The From the Shadows might be used to reposition. Cupcake Commandos, it's all coming down to how well can you shoot, and Jay can't flash. We're going to try and do the exact same and push itself to 7.
Yeah, getting that 7, getting that advantage in the half is just so important. Going in tied, it just opens up any possibility in the next half. Here we are, Zhao coming around the side here. Lots of abilities supporting them on the way. Not finding anyone with the knives just yet. They are hunting at the moment, though. Making their way up here. Just going to get a great headshot into someone. Here comes a revive, though, for Catnip. Shoots in the location, but taken down again. Great snap there. Support by Jeffrey to help out. Going down himself. Like that gets Catnip to the W, and they're just going to have to find Marmalale here, who's hiding on the back in mid right now.
I mean, there's not much else you can do.
Yeah.
You gotta hide. You gotta have a little bit of fun. And yeah, the neural theft is gonna come out, but everyone's waiting for you. So, well done, Cupcake Commandos. This is going to be a full round for you. I say that, and we see miracles come out here. I just don't feel like a miracle will occur at this point. Cupcake fight back, and there it is. Catnip with the ace at the end. Feels great. And it is
Switching sides.
Stand, so Jay can't flash really took it back in amazing fashion. But Cupcake Commandos able to hang on by the last 2 rounds. They're going to go to the attacking side where Double Duelist, in my opinion, is going to have a lot more weight to it.
Ooh. Yeah, this comp is going to look really good on attackers right now. And yeah, good job to them, as you mentioned. Keeping it to the 6-6 tie is going to be awesome for the second half here. Change the pace, see how they do. And it's going to be up to Jay Can't Flash to take the defense now and make some good decisions about how they spread it out. See if they've got that practice on those positions and keeping the sights in good shape. Also, ooh, okay. These guys like B side initially here in the pistol round. Let's take a look.
With this ploy, I like this. For the side of Cupcake Commandos, you want to get aggressive. You want to be in your face with Double Duelists, and you also want to push the pacing as well. Maybe you're frustrated with how slow it went, but Cupcake Commandos, I think they're going to be more than excited about pressing in and forcing these weird duel situations. Jay can't flash. See if they can pull it off.
Yeah, the call-outs are going through here. We see that Jay's making their way to the site super fast right now. They're coming from multiple different angles right now. The retake's going to be a tall order, but they do got him down to just 3 players at the moment. 3v4. We do have Zhao a bit low on the HP in the moment, though.
I mean, I think that's all you're really worried about. Once again, if you have 2 HP, you can still try and pop off shot. Right now, though, Akari seeing the gun poke out here, finding the extra, and there's the swing. Multiple shots bringing out, and Catnip now goes down. It's 3v3, but the timer is ticking down. 1-for-1 yet again. Lausan able to find Fish, and it's down to a 2v1.
Yeah, we've got Lau here. Not bad. We do have him coming through, but unfortunately that is going to be it for this round as the spike explodes. Oh, in the last second though, not going to find it. Everyone getting decimated by this explosion.
Yeah, no chance whatsoever. Weren't able to pick up that last volt charge. It's a good little dance at the end by Akari, but you know, it's a rough stand. You are happy about this. You opened up the round, and once again winning that. Next, you want to get another run, another of rounds we had before. You want to be in control. What I'm looking at for Cupcake is, are you going to be comfortable leading the charge? Are you going to be comfortable kind of calling the shots here? For J Can't Flash, it's all about how well can you rebuke, can you deny these pushes? Is it going to be fast? Is it going to be slow? And how many are you going to give up in the first interaction? You know, that first touch situation.
Yeah, the info they collect is so important too, as we do have 1 player going towards B site right now, and 4 of them sticking with that A site push that we've been seeing so popular in this setup. But here we are, we got Zhao waiting with the Bucky right out the gate there.
I mean, that's an angry shot. Marmalale is gonna back off, but that's right before we saw the deadlock kind of turn on its edge. So if they had turned the corner, that could have been a free one for Lausan, but it's not going to happen. Instead, Cupcake Commandos playing this one nice and slow. No mid focus right now. It's a 4-1 position, but again, that lurk, that rat could be the main difference this round.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Lauda can get back in here, but they do kind of off the. I guess they got the info now. Lauda's like, hey, B site is all good to go. Come on over, boys, and they're making their way there, finding Marmalale on his way back here, getting caught in the corridors. Unfortunately, they're running down. Nobody is here to stop this at the moment. And we do see Begener getting shot at by Theo in the meantime, though. So yeah, they got that spike plant going, and all right, it's gonna be the mission now to retake B site for J Can't Flash. They're down a couple players, so it's gonna be hard. The setup is looking pretty good here. Vaxay holding some pretty good artillery with the Outlaw right now, making their way up to this back of site corridor.
Honestly, all the action is going down on the other side. Tower currently populated. Vaxay hears them, but Lausan comes around the corner, waits, and Zhao Longbao is able to find one. Akari does the same.
Player standing.
But Vaxay was ready for Akari in the corner. Final shots are being out here. Zhao Longbao is trying to save that Guardian. But of course, you don't have to worry about that one. Light is currently open, but Vaxay with the swing and a half. Instead, let's go. Commandos, don't have to worry about much.
Yeah, great job on the Outlaw there. Awesome gunplay, as we were saying. And yeah, the scoreboard, lots of players starting to kind of get up into these multiple teams of kills and looking really strong. Great support from everyone else, though. And yeah, 8-6 advantage right now for the side of Cupcake. They're looking really good in this half. But now, as you mentioned, they are going to have some buys going on both sides here. So the real game begins in this half. Minus the sheriffs.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you don't need to use too much. Commandos, you know you're going to be at a weapon disadvantage. You're hoping to grab at least 2 or 3 kills in this round, and that's what's going to kind of help catapult you into that round number 4. For J Can't Flash, though, it's all about trying to deny this early push. Look how fast Cupcake Commandos are pushing.
Yeah, they're coming up so quick right now. Theo is ready though. He's got that awesome duck game. 1, 2, maybe 3, 4. No, okay. Damn, okay. Loud is not looking so hot there as Theo just walks all over them. And Marmalade closing it up. 5th kill. Okay, good job, Theo. Oh my gosh. Holy.
That was huge work coming out of Theo right there. And I'd like to point out, Beginner hasn't gotten a single kill since the first half. Has been put on bench duty at the moment. 19 is where they sat for the last 3 rounds. And it's been difficult, but Theo really jumping at the chance to go ahead and get the whole charges is fully taking him out. That means Jeffrey at the bottom is going to be struggling for weaponry. And it's going to be Cupcake Commandos walking into this one with that lockdown if they can, and well, not the lockdown specifically,
Here.
but with that deadlock ult, maybe they can find some magic. But for Jay can't flash, there's a big chance to kind of take over. They're pushing up really far in A, which means it has to be.
Yeah, in the meantime, there's so many players that need to make their way over to this site right now, right? So they have some time, but the defense is pretty voracious right now. They're getting lots of shots into them. Both teams losing a player there. The plant going down in the safe spot under the smoke here. Not bad. But here comes the retake. 4v4 situation right now. They're up in the upper levels. We do have someone sneaking all the way around right now from the spawn, and here we are back to the action. Find some shots. Ooh, not enough though. Cannon taking out Marmaleo. Not bad. A couple of attackers left right now. Zhao finally making his way around with a long trip, and that is going to be the one to close it out there. Akari and Fish finding their kills. Good retake. Great retake even, as they tie it up to 8-8 with the defuse.
Team Ace.
Really clean, and the fact that that was the team ace means everyone on J can't flash. They were able to get a piece of this action, and I have to give credit to the collapse again. Long route from A all the way through T into the B site. It was a well-fought collapse. You were a 3-point entry, and Cupcake Commandos couldn't really do anything about it. They were assailed from all sides, and in that situation, you just kind of swing for the best and hope that you hit something instead. You got a whole lot of nothing, and J can't flash. End up with a massive purchase history. You go ahead and hang on to 3 guns. You have a lot in the bank, and Cupcake Commandos got a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, on paper, this round looks really tough for the side of Cupcakes. Jay's got that weaponry, as you said, and he's how they use it. But once again, B-side rush is kind of the one right now. But you see the gunning here. Catnip gonna have to pop their ultimate there to get back in the match at the moment. Running on up with that stinger. Gonna be spraying into the opponents here.
Oh my god.
There we go. Okay, interesting.
Oh!
Taking them apart right now. Back with the knives down though. Gonna find some value. Okay, not bad, not bad. Making their way back around. The blind is in the air though. It's gonna be kind of tough for the opposing Jet to really find something here. That's Zhao over there. Making their way through. There's the smoke. Turning those, trying to avoid something, but it's not gonna work out as the ace comes through. Oh.
Back save with a 3K reset into the gun rounds. Crazy stuff to deny J can't flash. And for Cupcake Commandos, they needed an explosive moment. They needed an explosive round, and that was it. Vaxay basically rips command back, or at least the wheel. The gas funnel is probably still not in their command. But Cupcake Commandos have essentially shut down a lot of J can't flash's momentum. And now they're going to try and fight back. Guns are hot. Beginner waiting for the opening. Vaxay once again steps up, and Catnip helps out and makes sure that there is at least a first blood to Cupcake Commandos' name.
Yeah, swapping to A initially too. Gonna try and split up the info here. They are playing smart though, keeping some players in mid to kind of check it out. They do got Marmaleo sitting on B site with all the cameras and the trip wires, kind of locking it down. But the defense is looking a bit lacking if they want to make this run out here. Vaxay taking his time, leading the squad right now. Akari up in the second level here. Gonna have a great angle if he is quick to the shot. Ooh, okay. Meantime, though, there's a smoke to kind of dissuade him from doing much. Okay, great smoke technology here to make their way in. Beginner leading the charge. And there they are. We do have the Sova ultimate coming through, shooting through the walls. Okay, Vaxay going down to it. Okay, good shot by the marksman.
Akari was ready, though. And that's the spike planter killed. What a great shot by Akari to stall this one out. Now Cupcake Commandos are in a little bit of a rush. They have to clear top tower. But I don't know if they'll be able to. A tower is still currently occupied. Let's get the spike and then some more. So we're gonna try and plant once again off on the roof.
Spike planted.
I'm a little bit more out of these, so they reset their own timer. Get back to race. The eyes are out. Beginner looks one too many ways though, and that's gonna be a problem. Now all of a sudden, Commandos have a chance. Two blind. Beginner aiming high, but Catnip finds the finish. Enemy to a 2v2. Beginner once again a great shot, and that leaves only one, and Catnip takes away full house frags the Cupcake Commandos.
Oh man, great job to the Cupcake Commandos. 2 rounds in a row here, really making use of their weaponry there. And I want to really give big props to the initial site take, man. The smoke was really well placed, and they were looking up at that second level in the tower just so effectively, making sure that nobody could kind of stop it from their aggression. Shame on the spike placement, but it didn't really seem to matter as they made it all work.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it came down to Beginner really opening up
Oh,
the
yeah.
UK for themselves, and the Catnip being able to follow up. And all comes down to these gun rounds and these gun duels that the Cupcake were winning earlier. And again, with the double duelists, you need that Reyna to really open up. Yes, 19 were early, but they were quiet in the second half, and now they're a lot more explosive. Vaxe now feeling a lot more confident here in the mid, which hasn't been tested for a while. And that's Cupcake Commandos pulling J-Camp Flash back into the realm that they wish. Cupcake Commandos really smart job here. Find another. Marmalade is able to find one. Beginner keeps it at a 40.
Got the spike.
Yeah, 4v2 now with Lausan finding another kill onto Akari. Zhao finding himself a kill onto Lausan. Okay, they're keeping it pretty even here, but they are running down to this B side right now. They've got the spike. It's getting planted right now. They're so
Spike
far away
planted.
in mid. It's tough to enter right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's gonna be tall order for sure. But they're in mid. They want to meet them there though. Walk on through the smoke, find the duels. Zhao in charge. Beginner just looking for it as he finds a really great opportunity to grab a couple possibly. As Fish finds one, but that's gonna be it. As Catnip claps back and closes out the round for the attackers. 3 rounds in a row, getting close towards the match point right now. Cupcake Commandos. There they are.
That was comfortable as comfortable could be. Beginner and Vaxe. Both of these players have been really pivotal. And again, Beginner's starting to come alive here as you're now 23, 11, and 3. You're starting to find your groove, and once again shutting down a lot of what J-Camp Flash does. Yes, that's going to be 2 guns ahoy for them, but J-Camp Flash, main thing for them, they're going to try and turn it around here. They have 4 ultimates. They have the rolling thunder from the shadows to fight Neural Theft. They have everything they need to stall out a fight, but Zhao Longbao getting kind of deked out here, stunned out, is going to try for a sidewinder. Oh!
Man, that was a cocky play. It didn't pay off, unfortunately, as he gets shot out of the air, piece of junk out of the sky, and they're going to be onto this site now with a 5v4 advantage. Lots of players really far away for J-Camp Flash, so they're going to have to match this aggression here. All the abilities coming out at once right now. Big damage possibly as the players can take a Beginner. Finding those kills with their awesome gunplay as always. But bringing it down to a 2v2 situation. Theo the GOAT is still around. He's picking up a more superior piece of equipment. Gonna snap around to this corner here. 2v2. See if they can do it. The spike is not down just yet, so the clock is in their favor. So lots of time on either side. Recon ball finding him there. The info is given. And top level taken down. Catnip's gonna find Marmalade. And they are back around to the site. Theo 1v2. Spike is down. It's gotta be perfect. But here comes the ultimate to snare this Sun, and he's just out of the picture at the moment. So, oh man, good job to Lausan here. Great use of their abilities.
Match point.
I mean, that's what happens when you're in a 1v2 at the very end. You have a deadlock on one end. They will go for that 9 times out of 10. It feels so comfortable. You secure the round that was looking a little bit dicey, and you ensure that you are the first one on match point. J-Camp Flash had not played this round in 4. They have won 4 straight Cup of Commandos. J-Camp Flash, they're struggling here, and they're going with a little bit of bargain bin. They have the right rifles, but the armor is less than stellar, and I can only assume the util is about the same pace. So Commandos, they can recognize it. They get the first blood. It's going to be big.
This is a big round for them right now. Shooting out that camera. Beginner looking strong as always. Gonna pop something here, make their way around. Here comes the damage, unfortunately, from the breach there on the bottom. And Theo finding someone. Catnip bringing themselves back up though with their own ultimate. They know this is the time to spend, and there they are. Akari making their way through smoke. Great shot into someone's back here with the Vandal. Gonna pick up something even better here as they make their way through. Back on a round. Smoke coming through. It's hard on the vision. The spike is down at the moment. 3v4 though. It's gonna be tough for them to find someone. But here comes the Silver ultimate. He is the hunter, finding some big damage into his opponents here, really messing up their entire strategies. 2v2, they're keeping it together right now. Good job to finding Akari. Another one as well. Vaxe finding the way through here. 2v1, they got him dead to right. Spike is down. It's time to act. Crazy kind of mid dash there, but that's gonna be it as Fish finds both of them. Holy.
I mean, that's what you need to do. Fish was able to keep calm, cool, collected. He talked about the dash into the wall. It's a rough one to find, but you found it nonetheless. J-Camp Flash able to scrape by with 1. But it's a long road ahead. You need at least 2 to 3 more like that one. I mean, I say that, but you need 3 to go ahead and push us to OT. That's a road in itself, so right now for Cupcake Commandos, you say we are close, we are 1 away, and kind of let that 1v2 at the end fall apart here. So let's not have that happen again. Let's go ahead, smoke out, get that first blood, and then some. Then make sure we lock down the site. I like this call going to A with all guns ahoy, plus 9.
Yeah, they built the urgency here. Dax is going to deny that, but oh my god, is that another? What in the world? Double for Zhao, a third one. Okay, Zhao does not want to give up this round at all. They're keeping it together like crazy. 2 players left on the Cupcake Commandos. They're gonna have to reorganize here, make some new decisions. They gotta be taking big picks if they want to find any sort of value this round after what just transpired. Oh my god.
Last player standing.
I mean, that was huge. That was amazing for Xiao Longbao. That has been your star jet player as well. We talked about Theo, but Xiao Longbao was the early reason why JKM Flash, I think, made it back. Again, these duelists, you can bring a lot of energy and a lot of power to your team. You can make it feel very comfortable if you are on a spree, and it seems to have done a lot of work now. Of course, 4 Cupcake Commandos, you only got 1 left, and for Lausan, you're kind of stuck in this pit. You're like, hey, I gotta walk 1v3. It's not gonna be good either way. And unfortunately, kind of lost in the sauce here. You're looking left, right, and center. Spike down behind you. Oh, you get one. Are you gonna get another? You forced the push from Breach, and now you got time. You're gonna start all the way back to B side, maybe? Maybe you were just trying to bait. It looks like you were just trying to bait it out, but it's gonna be called out here. Lausan waiting on the edge. Akari with just a judge in hand. Now trying to get down. Oh my god. Around. That's shot number 1. Oh no. JKM Flash, so they have 2 left alive. There's plenty of time to work with for JKM Flash. Camera shot out here. He's gonna change an angle. Marmalade isn't gonna wait till timer ticks down, as that is JKM Flash pushing to double digits.
I want to give it to Lau, man. They started to leave, dude. They started to believe, and they could have done it. You know, they almost did. And great tempo there. They still got that 2-round advantage. They got opportunities here. We do see some great buys on either side at the moment as well. A couple ultimates in the pocket for the agents over on the defending side as well, though. So they're gonna keep those ult economy going. Keep it on their side as well. Man, all right. What are we looking at here now then, Orbital, for this round? What do we expect on this A site push?
We're looking at chaos again for Cupcake Commandos. You're getting a little bit frustrated about what's been happening. I fully expect them to, you know, maybe wander their way in, but as you said, no real ults to work with. This is going to be the problem. Cupcake Commandos going in with just bare bones. That's going to be shocked out here. So yeah, Beginner actually locked down and denied their entry to Sarge.
Yeah, this initial part of the round is always so bloodthirsty, of course. Cupcake Commandos finding lots of initial kills here. Captain and Vexy putting a couple in their pockets. Theo finding someone as well. Jeffrey finding one as well. Good job to him taking out Theo, someone that's always been a big nuisance, thrown in their side so far in this matchup. Catnip finding that plant along with their friends here, and yeah, they're looking super commanding. Very threatening right now. It's going to be up to Marmalale and his buddy here to get some sort of retake possibly, but the angles are all being watched. They're covering the site so effectively. Beginner taking a look at what they're up to, looking into that second level. It's gonna be so risky here. Oh my gosh, and there we go. The duel goes out, and good job to Akari finding something. 1v2, it is possible. They've got that ultimate to hop down here. They may have seen him initially though, and not gonna snap to Jeffrey in time as the attackers take that round. Cupcake Commandos.
13-10 is very difficult times here, and that was a weird one. I'm not gonna lie. Very, very back and forth on both ends, but very, very entertaining in both essences. Theo and Beginner for their teams, 366 plus in the ACS. And I mean, Theo for their own might not have stolen the show as many times as Zhao Longbao, but definitely the solid one for the team. It just wasn't enough. Beginner and the rest of the squad from Cupcake Commandos were able to bring it back, and I have to say it looked dicey. They're a very up and down team, and that makes me worried for game 2.
Yeah, the back and forth was very apparent there. Like, they had some really strong showings in a couple of rounds in a row, and then they kind of lost it in the beginning there as JKM Flash was really making their advantage known in those initial attacking rounds for themselves. But on defense, ooh, okay, the Cupcake Commandos was super awesome, man. They built that kind of that urgency with that super big advantage, hitting themselves to 12, trying to find just using that one, and they found it. And here they are going into round 2. Looking super strong, and you know, but it's looking even too, as you said, which is exciting. You know, you don't want kind of like a stomp in the grand finals, right?
Absolutely not. And the thing is I will say, I think JKM Flash, the squad, really showed up a lot more than I was expecting. When I saw 8-0, I was a little bit worried, but no, they've shown that they can tango, and I really hope they keep it up. It was close. It was only a 3-round difference or 2-round difference. I fully expect them to be able to fight back, especially if we go into map 2. Maybe it was their map pick even.
Yeah. Now we're going to split, I believe, which is going to be the next one up on the round here. Different dynamic for sure. A lot because Abyss is unique, man. It feels like they're really kind of A site favorite over the course of the entire match for either side, and then a couple on B. But we'll see how they kind of dynamic on the next one here.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and go to a very, very short break. And once we come back, we will go ahead and get ready for map number 2. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. We're excited to be underway with game number 2 of this grand finals. Once again, J Camp Flash versus Cupcake Commandos, and my gosh, Melon, this went pretty sideways, I think, pretty quickly.
Yeah, man, like we expected someone to look a little stronger, and they definitely are, but they had a tough time in that first round, and they're heading to the second one, and J-Camp Flash is doing their damnedest to keep it in their favor going up here. We're going to split this time around, see what they do with their agent choices as well. Could be quite a bit different this time, so I'm excited to see what they choose.
Yeah, and when it comes down to split, I feel like the map has been really well figured out already. I don't see it really causing any problems in there. It's the understanding that, hey, everyone's kind of figured it out. You're probably going to be running the same standard, I think. Looking at the Jets, looking at the Reynas, you know, if you wish, a Breach, a Sova, and the like. The Cypher is good. The only one that I might see a little bit different is if we see a KJ. KJ used to be the all-encompassing agent to use to lock down one of these sites. Very, very impactful, especially with some of the vertical towers. You could get away with a lot with a good KJ. So I'm wondering if we are going to see the KJ this time around on anyone's hands, or if it's just the a Cypher and the Omens, just like usual.
Yeah, no, they've been so popular, man. Cypher's so cool in this type of like competitive play as well. All the info he can gather, and he can hold a side on his own too, right? Super good. Also, we do want to mention today that we are sponsored by good old BMO. So to help you focus on what's important, BMO has checkings and savings accounts, credit cards, and borrowing options specifically designed for students. Plus, get up to 12 months of Domino's Pizza worth $109 with BMO's current student offers. Visit bmo.com/students for more details. Thank you again to BMO for providing pricing for our event, something for these players to kind of work towards and see if who comes out on top and grabs those well-earned dollars.
And it's very, very nice. Again, putting on the intramurals and making sure that we can put on a good show for everyone.
Yeah.
Hopefully, everyone enjoys the competition just as well. Fully expecting them to enjoy it out. Again, $200 for top placements, and you gotta love it. Also, a little bit of bragging rights, saying that you won the U of T intramural tournament. We're going to dive right into split here very, very shortly. I believe there was a little bit of a hiccup, but we are set. And now we finally get to see those agents coming by. And as we mentioned, I do believe we're going to see the same old, but oh boy. Okay. Heavy shift coming out of J-Camp Flash as we see the likes of the Vise heavy on the Skies. Some of these agents I haven't seen in a while. Some of them I see fairly often.
Oh man. Okay. Oh, we got the ISO there too. Yeah. Sky. Okay, a big SWAT change up from last time, at least in the hovers here. Okay, Catnip gonna be back on the Clove once again. We got the Breach and Raze. Vaxei on Raze, super aggro characters. Got that awesome missile launcher for those big ultimate plays, right? So yeah, awesome by the attackers here. Gonna grab some really awesome characters.
Yep, it's, you know, for the side of Cupcake Commandos, this is very, very standard. Double duelist once again, Vaxei and Beginner. Beginner, a hot start in map number 1, and then after that, little bit rough into the second half, but first half was all theirs. Let's see if they can do it again. Namely, I'm curious because the level of coverage that they have is actually quite negligible. If you take a look on theirs, the side of having a lot of smokes and all, you don't have that much. You have a Jet and a Cypher. That's about it. Other than that, it's fairly wide open. So you are really relying on information and stuns coming out, I would say, out of the breach. So for Jeffrey, I'm really looking their way. At the same time, you know, Beginner really hoping that they're able to step up to the plate and see if they can bring yet another victory for their team.
Right here.
Right now we are hopping in here, and I can only expect this to go one of two ways. Either it's going to go very, very close once again, or it's going to be a wash one way or another. Both Jay Can't Flash and Cupcake Commandos both showed a penchant for going on runs when it came down to some of these rounds, came down to some of these, I want to say, more interesting matchups when it came down to the fact that Jay Can't Flash were more than willing to duel quickly and kind of frenetically. It kind of threw Cupcake Commandos off guard, and as we dive into this, it's going to be that big test. 4-1 with 4 towards mid, 1 towards A, and that's going to be a test all on its own. Cupcake Commandos really chancing around this mailbox position, and for the current moment, it's not that much to say. Great chase by Beginner, though, taking out a card for first blood, and Vaxei finds one in the back end as well.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes when you're going through these mid opportunities here, but getting these defenders down in the pistol round is so powerful. The blind coming through too, not bad. Beginner always looking really strong though. Fighting another one. Lausan on the site for this time around. See what they can do. Yeah, but they are back to it, and the spike is down for Cupcake Commandos. Just got to defend it against 2 opponents at the moment.
I think that's more than easy. I mean, Jay Can't Flash. This is a Jet in the sky. You can usually get some good information out, but I think all the utils are cost, and again, you don't buy up that much here. Theo, of course, maybe not wanting to give too much, got scanned out, and Lausan is going to step up. Maybe look for a piece and actually swings even into the smoke. Able to lay out Theo, and Fish goes down as well. So Beginner very happy about that one, as Commandos again sealed away the pistol. 3 out of 3 pistol rounds for them.
Oh man, there we go. Yeah, pistol rounds are super good for Cupcake Commandos, and they have that early buy advantage now with a couple light buys, of course. It's gonna be up to the defenders here. Jay Can't Flash. Choose something to kind of go against them, but yeah, we got the Bucky in the pocket for Vaxei.
I think with this, it's going to be that big, interesting test. Jay Can't Flash going for a little bit of a heroic play and maybe waiting for push in. That's what we're going to look at, but that's going to be Vaxei pulling out the good old good action, and it works all too well. Past like ships in the night, as Alon Bao able to sneak into a mailbox and be able to flood their way through, but that should be a tag. 9 HP, and there you go. You get your good. Nice good body, but Xiaolong Bao is able to find one more. At least that's a 1-for-1 trade, but Jay Can't Flash can even it up to 3v2.
Yeah, Jeffrey making his way through as always there, but yeah, Theo grabbing that alt point. You know that these knives are so valuable when they get access to them later on. But yeah, they have to make a choice here about where to go. They've got that mid control right now. They can go either way, looking a bit more towards B. Just one defender waiting in tow there. Down behind the pillar.
Exactly how it's going to play out. Again, Jay Can't Flash sees eyes, but Vaxei was ready. Again, I think that's just a gun right there. Paint shell goes out, doesn't really find anything. Backstage ready. Sees an arm, swings back to ensure that
enemy remaining,
and allows Catnip to pick up Theo. Really that allows you to win out. The cat does catch the fish. It will be Cupcake to go ahead and grab 2 in a row.
Great start for Cupcake Commandos here. We know that they can build an advantage so effectively. It really puts a lot of fear into the opponents. They got to like work a bit harder to kind of claw back to their side, and that's gonna GraNDFINALS is gonna have to do that here. And historically, at least based on last round's performances, the attacking side is a bit stronger for the Cupcakes. Moreover, so let's see if they can keep it up.
I think they can.
Yeah.
Although if they get a little bit too cocky, then things go south. But utilizing Vaxei as kind of that entry tool is going to be huge. Again, first time aggressing on this B site, not even chancing away into mid, should give a little bit of a red alert to J can't flash that something messy is going to occur here. B side is about to be entered on Marmalade. I don't know how much you're going to get here. That is going to be great denial. That Vise wall did work though. It is going to deny. Can't flash those in. Satchel, and it's easy work. Beginner able to follow up off the back end of Vaxei. Huge entry from Cupcake Commandos as Xiaolong Bao wins out against Lao Sando.
Man, Zhao is so consistent these times around. And here,
Spike
Fish in an awesome spot here, finding another kill for themselves. Standing with this Hawk here, getting taken down initially though, as they do have that side advantage on the defense right now. Jay can't flash. They're in the top here, just raining down hell onto their opponents. Theo making his way onto the site here. They got that Spike defuse as well. Okay. Spike defuse money coming along as they leave it at halfway, messing around a little bit as they celebrate their first victory of the round.
Was that important?
This is an expected victory as well for J can't flash, but it feels so surprising considering what happened in map number 1. We saw a run before, headed out for Cupcake Commandos, and this one, I mean, you didn't really have the guns. Maybe you weren't checking your corners though, as well as Fish was able to get a freebie, I believe, onto Catnip earlier on. It was a very, very comfortable shot. You knew they were looking the wrong way. So this time around, Cupcake Commandos maybe are going to be a little bit more wary of an easy site entry. They were given the site a little bit too freely, and it got in their face a little bit much. So go ahead, you buy up, and you say, hey, we're going to be more than comfortable. Let's see what we can do with all 5. Knives are out even. Ooh. As Beginner is saying, okay, let's go ahead and save up a little bit. Once again, the trip is down, though. So Vaxei should go ahead and trip that one up and lock it down. And that'll be that util gone.
Yeah, going through garage has always been something that can go good or bad, but they back off for the moment as it is tough. They suspect many players waiting on B, so looking towards mid now, but there are a lot of players waiting in mid there on J can't flash, ready to cover it, and we do have someone way back in the site of A as well, waiting for the possibility. But here come their grenades, finding some damage onto their opponents here, and a kill. Beginner, along with Raze there, finding something not bad.
It's a very, very nice start here. Get a little bit more though. Right side corner, eyes are out.
One enemy remaining.
Out, but Lausan and Vaxei were more than ready to take over the B site, and this time, J can't flash had 0 members retreat, meaning that this is a free site take. When J can't flash,
planted.
He stuck with 1. Fish this time wasn't in position to try and catch 1 or 2 out, and Cupcake Commandos with guns in hand looked way more comfortable. Once again, the knives did their work. It was really, really well thought out mid push by them, and I mean the idea of subverting, you know, your opponent and making sure that they can't really catch wind of the B side push while you're causing a commotion on mid. Very, very well timed. Cupcake Commandos gonna feel comfortable with this one and go ahead and put themselves at 3.
Yeah, a bit of slow victory here, but victory nonetheless, and that gives them the opportunity to save their weaponry as well as they walk away from the Spike explosion possibly here as well. Yeah, what do we got in hand here? Vandal for Fish, so yeah, it's not some good equipment to hang on to.
I mean, you go ahead and hang on to the very bare minimum, but it's going to be a tough route to win. You are going to give it over to Xiaolong Bao, and they're going to try their best with it. But again, Cupcake Commandos, you're real happy about the start once again. Might not be the 4-0 start before, but you're going to play comfortably is what I can really see. And you're also going to open up with a showstopper in hand. Vaxei in the earlier rounds really took off in this previous, and now you can go ahead and shell out. If you find a showstopper kill on anyone, great opener. And I mean, I like the fact that you're going with the long call. You go ahead and look towards that heaven side. It's going to be a big break for Cupcake Commandos.
Yeah, drone through A here. They're in full force right now as they make their way to A site. But in the meantime, J can't flash is super quick to get their own defense set up onto A site. So it's going to be a gunfight here. They're kind of pushed off initially here. The Fish hanging out in the smoke. coming out at an opportune moment to find some kills. Vexay going down. Begener clapping back though, finding Theo in the meantime. It's a 3v2, 2v3. There we are. Plant money gonna come down as well as the attackers are a couple down, but they do have an opportunity here. It's gonna be up to just one of those Zhao and Akari finding some value right now as they take down their opponents and go for that defuse in the moment. Cool.
Yet again, it feels like Jay Can't Flash are starting to figure out that Cupcake Commandos don't like being caught by surprise. These very quick entries, these quick fights from odd angles, you know, you enter in from CT spawn instead and you deny Cupcake Commandos a chance to really set themselves after that plant. Very nicely done. Jay Can't Flash, happy about it, I should say, and I could really see them taking onwards as now they're the ones with the ult. They have the showstopper. They have that revive. And both of these can be used to very much contain Cupcake Commandos as yes, the guns are up. No ult. I mean, this is all a gunfight. Great blind to start things off. Jay Can't Flash. Slowing down.
And that's what you want to see as they make their way onto the site. Once again, A site, they're looking really handy right now. They've got some opportunities to get a couple defenders out, but the attackers, you see Begener go down. Vexay Fish is making quick work of him right now. Really strong, going down themselves, unfortunately. Last and a Academ clapping back, making it the free at the moment. There we go. Awesome duck gameplay by Zhao here to find another kill onto one of their opponents as they get that opposing clove out. And ooh, grenades behind here. Gonna clip Lausan at the moment. He's gonna put that Cypher smoke down to try and find some kind of space for himself. Last player on Cupcake though. Man, okay, these... Ooh, okay, I may speak too soon as he finds some kills and can take him down himself. All right, that's it for Cupcake Commandos.
At this point, Cupcake Commandos, they're focused so solely on getting that plant down. They're really trying to ensure that they get the plant, and they are kind of forgetting to clear their corners. It's allowing Jay Can't Flash to get these great retakes.
No peeking.
And it feels like Cupcake Commandos just aren't in position. That is now the second time that we've seen the Cypher kind of off on the wayside, not rotating as fast as the others. And it's left Lausan in this difficult position of, I can't reach you guys fast enough. I'm sorry. And Jay Can't Flash, they kind of back away, kind of flow. They go with the flow a lot of the time. And it's worked wonders for them. So now, of course, A side hasn't worked 3 times in a row. It looks like Cupcake Commandos are saying, okay, screw A, screw whatever we just did. Let's keep trying B. B has a much better win percentage for us. We'll see if it works out for ourselves. Of course, it's a 3-2 split, trying to take over mid.
Yeah, good decisions to kind of like broaden their horizons there with that mid play as well as their players get through the garage right now. But the snap there from Theo, take down Catnip, initial on the round here. They have some info now. They're sending some more players to help out at the site. They're leaving someone on A. They know how they have the advantage right now, but this is just so devastating, the position on the defense right now. Judge in hand for Akari, not the most opportune weaponry at this range, fortunately, but they're going to play these smokes best they can, and Vexay in mid as well. All right.
I like the fact that Vexay is waiting here the entirety of the chance, and now you go ahead and push. This time it's your turn to surprise them. You say 1, 2, 3, go. Now long bow in the back. This one hard spray doesn't work at all. Gets the revive. Theo helps out, but now you're running away. Drop on down, still sniped out. 3v3 weapons on.
Yeah, waste their time best they can there, but the revive is what they opt for, of course. But Begener here making their way through, trying to find something here. They're in the upper level here. They're in heaven, trying to find some value. The spike is not down just yet. Another attacker getting a good job on Fish there, holding those sky abilities, ready to go. See what they can do. But here comes the plant. Sneaky plant on A site right now.
Spike planted.
Vexay able to get a 3K. Looking for another around the corner, but Theo, great shot through the body, able to stuff that one out. 1v3.
Last player standing.
Great shot by Jeffrey, and now you're gonna twist and turn one more. You're gonna see him use the left. Looks like again, Fish with the shot, and Fish has clutched up yet again for Jay Can't Flash.
Man, Fish has been looking really good during these couple rounds in this match, man. Wouldn't be surprised if they're topping the scoreboard right now. So we take a look. And there they are, middle of the pack. But you know, Zhao as well. The whole team is looking really good right now. These retakes have been super explosive, getting lots of value. And on the opposite side, we've got Vexay and Begener looking strong as always. It's tough, man. It's tough when you're not really making too much happen in this first half of the match here. but there's a lot of work to be done and lots of time to do such work. So let's see if they can bring it back. They've done it before. They do start to stabilize, and Cupcake starts to get back into the driver's seat, I'm sure.
They're definitely going to try, but again, first time they are down a few rounds, so see if it does change anything. Of course, that bias wall isn't going to go up just yet. Send one lurk. Catnip, though, able by Marmalade. What a huge chance. And now you can chase them all the way out. Theo completely concussed out. Right now, high ground is taken away. Catnip finds power. And this is Cupcake
Crown one enemy remaining.
completely decimating. Jay can't flash. Taking a page out of Jay can't flash's book and saying, we do it better. Peak from down on Val, able to get people from falling. Still Cupcake commandos to keep it close. Round to them to even it for.
All right, there we go. Yeah, as we said, they're stabilized now and see what they can do and making their way towards the half. Looking at the weaponry here, really strong on the side of Cupcake Commando. Some decisions being made for the side of J Can't Flash right now. Got the shorty, got some buckies. See what they can do with them. But it's gonna be up to them to kind of hold it back here and make some big decisions on which site they want to go for as well. A or B, of course, as always. And that mid has always been a prime option for them, but they're gonna all in on A initially here.
They are going to try and push their way in. They again are really looking for that reset. Captain steals it away. But it's great that the team is firing on all cylinders. Captain really waking up here. Jay can't flash, trying to do some damage to control. Around the CT spawn zone, though, it's going to be a 1v1. Xiaolong Bao realizing that this is not a great spot. Catnip wins out that duel. And Big Genner saying, I'm not worried at all. Teams are colluding. Captain 5 alive. Able to swing out, but again, wins out that 1v1 yet again. Resets the knives, I believe. They're going to chase the last shoot away. Jay can't flash for safety. One still in sewers. Down the side. And Beginner with a reset yet again. That cleanup as Catnip with 3. Full house yet again.
Yeah, great job to Catnip and Beginner there, making their team look so commanding as always. And that's going to pull them ahead in the rounds as well. Taking a look at the scoreboard here, we've got some buys coming out from the defensive side now too. Going to try and even it up with that weaponry. Tough when you're at odds, of course, but nothing they can't fix with a bit of hard work. And they're into it now. 4v5 on the board.
I'm very, very impressed. Cupcake Commandos seem to have kind of sat up in their chairs. They said, hey, we're ready to kind of battle this out. We're ready to try and fight. And I can foresee it continuing to go so. Jay can't flash. Have to recognize that Cupcake Commandos, they're starting to fire on all cylinders, starting to get a lot more aggressive. As soon as they see information, they're willing to dogpile at least 2 or 3 members in. For the first time in a while, this is a mid-side hit. They can seek out one more. Xiaolong Bao wins it though, and is able to get away scot-free. No challenge back. Pick though, Commandos able to find a card. Now they're gonna take one more. They're gonna shell out. Catnip, yes, rushes in. Decay down to 1, but doesn't matter if the OVO comes through. You're back to the right center though. Fish able to get that frag, but if like come through, Catnip trying to take out. But Theo is ready for Lauson, and it's all the danger factor. Flash waiting. Fish was ready for Catnip.
Yeah, as always, a legendary battle between the two of them there as they make their way through here with the Wolf. Jeffrey making his way up the staircase here. Changing pace here along with their buddy Xiao, I believe, to make their way to B side as opposed to A. Gonna lose the duel there. Find another one though. It's a 1v2 situation. Beginner, they've got the spike down, so that's something.
They have to get it quickly and figure out where exactly they want to rotate out to. Are they going to stay in sight or are they going to play for high, low? Play for high, and unfortunately, Theo was ready for it very well. Jay can't flash. Cupcake Commandos once again tied up at 5.
Yeah, Diffuse coming along here. Man, it's been tough. They're keeping it so even this time, man. Like, there's nobody's really building that multi-round advantage so steadily, and we're going to see how they can adjust. What do you think for this next round here? They're both going to have something good to bring, so what are we looking at?
I think this is just... I think Cupcake Commandos, they have to start looking towards a little bit more comfortable pacing. It's really coming down to just all-out gun duels. It doesn't feel like there's a main kind of play that they're running. It's just rush, flash the usual spots, smoke out, and see what we can get. And whoever wins, wins out the round. Granted, we've seen some comeback materials, but they can't flash. They're more than ready to start prepping. And again, these little duels, these micro duels are really giving them hope. JKM Flash, of course, knowing that Cupcake Commandos don't really have great gun access. I think I saw a pistol out there earlier, but they did have some rifles in hand, so this is going to be somewhat an even split.
Yeah, it's important to make their way through here. We've got that really close range from me there. Judge in hand. Fish finding a couple along with Zhao, of course. They just tore apart Cupcake Commandos. Just immediately, as you said, they're running in, trying to get what they can and flashing out these spots, but it's just not paying off every time. Holy.
Last round in the half.
It's becoming a problem, honestly. Now, granted, Jay can't flash. They want to go ahead and kind of put this one away. They don't want to be sitting on a 6-6. Maybe they just, you know, happily take a 7-5 and then look towards the next round to really step up. But at this point, it's a 50-50. Whoever wins, wins, and I can't really predict who's going to come down with it. Top dogs are sitting at 13-9 apiece. Next, afterwards, Fish with 10, Catnip with 12. Both teams pretty much dead even. It's only JKM Flash with 4 ults, which I can only assume is going to be the main separator for this round.
Yeah, certainly worth spending the money you can here. And see how they do. B site being the initial spot here, as they've got a couple people watching mid as well. But it's tough when the weaponry is good on either side, and this is the final round in the half, so we're going to see how they can do. Smoke is dissipated now. Theo taking a look down into it, of course, but they are playing it super slow. And here comes the Breach ultimate. We got the Jet flashing in as well. Theo trying to find something, but the vision is just obscured. Vaxe with the missile launcher ready to go. Spike down as well. Okay, a bit of a bloodless engage here as I speak too soon. And in the top, we do see the missile find 2. Loudsound finding another as well. This is the round they want over on
Last player
Commandos,
standing.
and they're just spraying into the smoke now, trying to find the last couple of them, and that's it. An ace to finish it off and tied up 6-6 going into the swap.
Switching sides.
Cupcake Commandos, Vaxe saying we will not go second half with a deficit. We will sneak that one through. A double with the showstopper. Makes up for a lot that's been going down. Akari knowing how the heck did that happen. Vaxe saying I'm gonna tie up with the beginning. Very, very well done. And now Jay can't flash on the attack going dang. That is a heartbreaker. Cupcake Commandos though, they needed that victory. They really needed that win. Given how Jay can't flash could have nullified any sort of site control. And now you're back to set 0. 7 rounds to take it home. JKM Flash those 7 rounds to push into a map 3.
Yeah, see what they can do here. It's gonna be a different dynamic with the swap, of course, and now we're gonna see what they can do. But yeah, Cupcake Commandos gonna spread out here, get their positions, do the best they can on defense, and here comes JKM Flash on the offense. Akari leading the charge along with their friends. That's Theo there. Yeah, there they are. Here comes the Hawk around the corner, not finding anyone. They're winning a bit further back. Reach finding some damage onto them. Back save. There we go. All right. Theo going down. Shots coming through. The grenade not catching anyone just yet as they have to back off a little bit. They have info now, though. That JKM Flash knows that they are getting surrounded possibly as Cupcake Commandos finds a better defensive position at the moment. Spraying down into there, but with just on pistol rounds, so you never know how explosive it's really going to get. And here we are, Fish making their way through. 3v4.
In this position, I mean, you know they're coming around, and Loudson was ready with the right click. Goes ahead and throws down a little bit of that trap, and for the cage to do some work to stall them out. Rest of the team now coming around. Jay can't flash. You only got a few options, and those options are looking mighty, mighty slim. Shot 1, 2, 3, lands that
30
third.
seconds left.
About that one, but Beginner was ready. Right click straight to Zhao Longbao's dome. It's down to a 1v3 Fish. You're gonna enjoy this one. Tried to pick up a little more, but I think was able to not gather it. That means you're all alone here. Fish able to get that one. Boombot goes out.
Whoa.
Shells out in your face. And that is Cupcake Commandos to win the 4th out of 4 pistol rounds.
MVP to the Boombot. You don't see that every day, man. Great use of that. And now they're on their way here. A bit of money in the pocket of the Cupcake Commandos. Light buys as well as they make their way to that 2nd round in this half. Man.
Stuff, and I'm sitting here going just Cupcake Commandos, they always win with this one, yet it seems things always kind of fall apart at that edge, and that's what I'm kind of waiting for. Cupcake Commandos are able to kind of Flash is gonna step up. Catnip tried to get spicy with it, but is only able to find one.
Yeah, just one at the moment as they make their way through. But that one can be so valuable when the weaponry's not so big here. And they do still have the sight going around here. Oh my gosh, another one going down as well. So yeah, 4v4 situation. Spike in hand for the side of JCan Flash, making their way through. They're number level here, but Baxay does a quick work with the Outlaw here. And here comes a grenade to force him out of this position, but gets some damage on him as he jumps out on the jet. Oh my gosh, this guy's a one-man army. He's making his way down the staircase here to close out the round with Beginner there. There we go. Oh my gosh.
Race into the spike sites.
It hurts that the only kill that Jay can't flash got was from Catnip going a little bit crazy there. And crazy was the right play. You were able to trade out 1-for-1, but the rest of Jay can't flash, couldn't follow up, and Cupcake. I mean, I mentioned before, it doesn't matter what play you kind of run. In a lot of situations like this, it feels like it just comes down to who's the better shot. And Baxay in that moment, 3 with that Outlaw felt so great. Shot 1 and 2 went straight through some chests, and shot 3 was able to catch through the wall. Now you can't flash in a gun round of their own, though, might be able to make some magic happen. There's gonna be enough. Cupcake again running Baxay and annihilating opponents.
God, Baxay is just a monster on this Outlaw in these couple early rounds here. Super good weaponry for this situation. Tall order, but they're gonna make it happen. Here we go. Taking a look at B side here for JCan Flash. See if they can make their way around through this garage. They do have someone watching though. Beginner hanging out on this weapon here. Right down sights. Oh, gonna fail against Marmalade though with the awesome duck technology. Pops some of these Vise abilities to make some space for themselves. But the opponents, the defenders, are making their way onto the side right now. Here comes the flash. Not gonna go with the smoke as it seems. Baxay in the top here. Here comes the rocket. Hopefully finds something. Not really. There we go though. Back around. Oh my gosh, dude.
Out of control. Right now down to a 2v2. Xiao Long Bao and PR trying to hold out, but Catnip able to find one with the Guardian. He still has plant. Theo still has to try to find somewhere, but it's not going to work. Theo, though, wins it out, and Catnip ran out in the open. I don't know if that was the play. But honestly, that was way closer than I think it needed to be. As now Jay can't flash. Don't exactly have amazing equipment to work with. You're able to buy up, but you're on a lot of short shields. And yet again, I lean into Baxay. Baxay is playing out of their mind right now with these snipers. Being that front runner. Make sure to get those frags down now at 21 here so far. It feels like Jay can't flash. They can't get away from it. So looking in this next, they're going to have to try and shut it down, especially Fish, who is rocking just with the Sheriff.
Yeah, the solo Sheriff here. It can do some damage though if you're really focused. Theo creeping his way up here. Maybe grab this alt point or kind of lead the charge in general. Jet seems to be the very popular captain in terms of these charges. Baxay hanging out in the site here. Finds one for the team. Here come the grenades though. Trying to find some damage. Making their way around. Here come some of the other defenders in tow to kind of keep it together here for themselves. Akari spraying into the smoke. Can't find anything it seems though. Here comes the spike in a very safe spot in the back at the moment. Boombot coming through. Find some damage. Marmalade taking down Beginner. Not bad. Into their own life, of course. But there we go. Going down as I speak. And Jeffrey finding some damage. Theo finding a kill onto Catnip as well. Oh my gosh. Okay, they're keeping it mostly even. 3v3 situation right now. Abilities are coming out, trying to retake this site. It is tough though. They're down in the ditch right now, so it's gonna be tough in terms of the angles. 2v2. Okay, truly an even round. Sneaking up Lausan, finding a great angle here. Gonna find a shot onto Fish, take him down, and there go the attackers. Cupcake Commandos getting that defuse.
I mean, that was just well played from Cupcake Commandos. One of the most comfortable rounds we've seen them have. And yes, they only had 2 alive, but it was a great collapse in. Huge shout out though to Baxay, who dropped the op, picked up the Vandal to give a little bit cover fire, allowed the likes of Jeffrey and the rest of the team to close out that corner position. And Jay can't flash, they couldn't do anything. They had 2 stuck in sight trying to get that plant down. And they kind of ran into that same issue that Cupcake Commandos had before. You lead too many members up and you didn't get a clean plant down, and all of a sudden your whole team is scrambling. So Cupcake Commandos keep control. It's a little bit of a low buy purchase for Jay can't flash, but they are able to get 2 rifles at least. Cupcake Commandos though, heavy weaponry alive.
Oh yeah, they got that whole arsenal ready to go, man. Punisher level as they make their way up the ramp here into the 2nd level. This has been a very contested area on A site. You can win this 2nd level, you can just keep that site in really good shape. Here come the smokes though. Lausan making his way up. Theo on his way. Here comes the bird from Sky to kind the iron guarded from the Vice. That's going to be Marmaleo locking down some of the terrain as Fish and Theo find some kills from themselves. Zhao going down as well. Catnip popping back onto Marmaleo. 3v3, keeping it even. Fish gets that plant down in the ditch. And that's going to be it for the retake. Is going to be the next order of business. Grenade coming through, forcing someone out of position. They didn't quite catch him there, though. And that is Raze going down. Vexe, Akari as well there. Okay, Vexe with the outlaw always, though. And there we are. Fish, great duck technology. 1v2 situation. They had a chance here, but that's not going to be enough as Cupcake Commandos has the site in good shape. And that's going to be the defuse.
I mean, this entire half has pivoted because of Vexe's play. Jay can't flash, entering very nicely in the site. They're finding some of these early frags. They're finding some of these early gun duel victories. And yet, at the end of the day, if Vexe is alive, Vexe rules the map. This op has been powerful. The outlaw has been powerful. These snapshots have been on such point. I can only imagine that at this point, Jay Can't Flash need to see if they can start kind of hunting Vexe, figure out where this Raze is and take them down, or else they will always have to contend with a shot kind of ringing through the body.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
they heard you. They heard you live. And Marmalade takes it to town. And there we go. Theo with the knives out, of course, though. Vexe's off the board, though. Star player at the moment. High kill percentage. So we're going to see what they can do without their ace right now as they make their way through. Theo leading the charge with the knives. They're going to have to make some options here. But here they go. Onto the side. Defense a little bit lacking. But the J-Cat Flash getting torn apart as Catnip, Jeffrey, and Begener all finding a kill for themselves. Marmalade, Fish going down as well. Holy dude, it is down to just one play right now, and that's going to be it. Defenders grab another one. 11-7 advantage for Cupcake Commandos. This is looking really scary right now. One more, and they're threatening that match point afterwards. Holy, okay. Second half, all right, that is where they start to power up, dude. They get that download, huh?
They really did, and I have to give props. You saw them a little bit off on the side, flying into a main. So that was them upstretching and dashing directly into enemy combat, and Jay Can't Flash weren't aware, which allowed this kind of weird kind of flank route for beginner to find. That's what means Jay Can't Flash off course. And as you said, right now, gun's hot, but Jay Can't Flash, they can't lose this round. If they do, they're on low equipment, they're on low life power, and they're all screwed. And Vexe says, yes, we want your weapons gone.
Ooh, Vexe is always making a big impact. Okay. Scary shot, getting a little bit too close to call as the fakes are coming through here in this mid play. The play we haven't seen in a while. Doc coming through. Okay, cool. Point blank shot though. Begener finding a couple here, snapping like crazy. He knows someone is around this corner here. Gonna dash out to fake him out. This is some high level play, man. Holy dude, and he could find 4 possibly if he's lucky, but no, it's not gonna be enough. Zhao gonna shut him down, but that's it. Zhao is the last line of I guess offense here. As that's gonna be it. Defenders grab another one. Cupcake Commander threatening tournament point right now. The whole tournament could be on the line here.
It could be done. Cupcake Commandos on the backs of Vexe and Beginner and Catnip Lawson, as well as Jeffrey. They've all done their points. Get that stress teddy bear out. 100% squeeze it as much as possible because you need it. You are in the pits. You need what? 5 rounds straight to win this out, and you have one of the weirdest gun buys out there. It is the bargain bin and a half, and you are looking to rush the B site.
Yeah, here they are. The defense is set up. They got a couple players on B. They got Cypher in the back, gave them some info. But Begener is up close right now, dodging these abilities coming through. Got the Negev sound effects going right now. Yeah, well, it's Odin in this game, I guess.
It's painful though. For Jay Can't Flash, it sucks. You ran straight into heavy equipment, and all of a sudden, it's all your options are shut down. And when you hear that Odin cry, it means that the other sides are just as well equipped. You know it's a dangerous spot to be in. And that's the neural theft as well. Okay. What a great scan. You can change it. Already found Catnip. Beginner, though, found Marmaleo instead, and it's a 1-for-1 trade. Moving into a 3v4. Cupcake Commandos are comfortable in this position, and Vexe shutting up in.
Yeah, Vexe is always doing something to make an impact on the match, of course. We got that 4v3 right now. Cupcake Commandos looking pretty tidy right now. They've got so much time to work with, right? Because like there's no spike being threatened. We do see attackers kind of fanning out, trying to find a good spot to go. Most defense is on B right now. We do have someone hanging out the breach here. hanging out. That's Jeffrey. He's not going to see Zhao. Zhao's going to do a couple quick shots to find that kill. Not bad. Make his way down onto here. We do have someone else carrying the spike on that side of the map, though. Akari with the missile launcher out. Going to find something, but to find themselves a shot in the head. Getting taken down. Backstage with their own missile. This could be something that close up the tournament. Finds the big damage. Zhao going to bring themselves back to life, though. Going to find another kill. They're flying in the sky. What is this? Okay. But yeah, Jay can't flash. That's it. Zhao is down. The defuse are coming along. They're threatening the whole tournament right now. And yeah, that's just it. The GG is thrown out in the all chat.
Defenders win.
Cupcake Commandos with the super commanding victory, and that's the GG. Oh my gosh. Holy.
I mean, that last round was pure skill to come out. I want to point that out. Beginner yet again, floating to draw attention away. You expect them to be about mid-range if they shell out if it's a raid, but it's a jet. High flyer, floats above, gets all 4 knives out, and then Vaxay with the quick snipe in the back end got one, turned around, grabbed the showstopper out with the kill that they got, fired off one, got a second member, and then turned on its heels because of the revive coming out of that clove. It was all over. You jump out with that shorty and close off the round. Vaxay, absolute MVP for this game number 2.
Yeah, you got to give it to Vaxay, man. Oh, man, good job to both teams coming out here, making it look super even most of the time. And the second half being a bit favored the Cupcake, of course, but you can't discount what's been going on with J Can't Flash. Great play by them. Lots of awesome players. Big shout out to Marmalade. It's cool to see some of their cheeky plays. That first game, lots of kind of edge of the map, checking it out, getting the info for the team. And that was cool to see. And now, yeah, Cupcake coming out on top.
It was a well-played round, and honestly, I can only sit here and just say that was ridiculous. That is why this entire series, even though it was a 2-0, you have to give credit to both teams. I love the fact that you called it out. Jay Can't Flash. They made it look so much fun. The entire map, high octane, high energy, high aim as well. They made it close. 13-10 map 1, 13 what? About 7 map 2, maybe
Got
not
close,
as close, but
yeah,
the rounds were amazing, and hopefully we get an interview, I think, with one of the victors if we can. And you know, we'll go to a very, very short break, and once we come back, hopefully there's an interview available for us.
Hey, welcome back, U of T fans. We're here for the aftermath of the Valorant Intramurals Grand Finals. We've got the good old Cupcake Commandos as the winners of the entire thing, and we are joined now by Beginner for a little bit of an interview. So hey, Beginner, first off, how you doing, and just what's going on?
Yeah, it feels pretty good to win the intramurals.
Oh yeah, it's a good feeling.
Our team played very well today.
Yeah.
It's always a good sign
Sorry.
to always have a victory, a 2-0, of course, right? And to start things off, you guys started off the season. I mean, the Swiss bracket 8-0, very, very comfortable for you guys. So coming into this, were you feeling a lot more confident? Were you feeling pretty ready, or were you a little bit worried about the matchup going in?
I would say that our team was pretty confident that we could win. We didn't really like practice too much, however, but I think just like we all kind of showed up today. We were all aiming, so that was good.
I mean, you guys were aiming on another level at points, and then at others, it kind of slipped apart. What were the thoughts moving in on game one and into game two when it was so close, and then it felt like in the second halves, you guys had that second reawakening? Was that just players starting to pop off, or were there any encouraging words or anything like that?
I think for our team, like defense side is always like our strongest side. So we knew like going into the defense side of the second map that we could just start steamrolling.
Oh yeah, certainly a steamroll. The second half of both matches, you guys were awesome. But like, hey, Beginner, thanks for coming on tonight, man, and congratulations to the Cupcake Commandos for winning this whole thing. And as always, thank you to BMO Next Level for sponsoring us and giving us the prizing for the tournament. And they're over at twitch.tv/BMO_next level. Live every Thursday at 7 p.m. ET, run by Sean Frame. BMO's gaming relations specialist. Sean brings a commitment to helping viewers achieve their financial goals and has a passion for gaming as an active member of the gaming community. All right, so yeah, thanks everyone, and thanks to Orbital and Prod and everything for making this go well, and to all the contestants in the tournament. We had a lot of them, right, Orbital?
We did. It was very, very fun again for Cupcake Commandos. It was a crazy matchup and very, very enjoyable to watch. And I couldn't ask for a better opponent as well as Jay's Can't Flash. That was an extremely entertaining matchup.
Yeah. Oh man, what an awesome one. And as always, we're always looking forward to more intramurals in the future. So thank you, U of T fans, and to all the players and BMO as well, and Prod for the help that we had tonight. And have a good one. We'll see you next time.